I went to Vietnam January 7th, 1968, and I stayed there till September 26th of 1968. I joined the military. I was 11C, which was 11 Charlie, light artillery. But due to when I got there, we had you have two guys in the field, a forward observer and a radio transmitter operator, which is known as the RTO. And when we got there, the RTO had been killed. So I had to take his place, and we went to the field, and that's where I spent probably 95% of my time either search and destroy during the day or night ambush at night.
I was drafted in 1968, and I served 1 year in the Vietnam War, 1969. I was trained as a combat medic, and I was assigned to a platoon of infantry. Had 30 guys in my platoon, and I was responsible for their health and well-being.
What did you receive the Purple Heart for, and could you describe your injuries?
I received it September 26th of 1968. That's when I basically was shipped to Japan. I received it in Trang Bang, Vietnam, September 26th. We were in a heavy gunfight. They were actually trying to overrun our base camp. We had an RPG round, rocket propelled grenade, hit our bunker and explode, setting off the charges that on our 4-deuce mortar rounds, the excess charges, which went up in flames and burnt all 5 of us in the gun pit. And I was lucky. I happened to be facing the other way during the explosion, so I took the blunt of mine to the back, my arms and the back of my head. 2nd, 3rd degree burns, where the other guys pretty much took it to the face and the chest and the arms. And then from there, as far as I know, we all went to Japan, where we did our time there, and then we'd come back to the States. And I ended up spent 4 months in the hospital before I got out.
I received the Purple Heart August 12, 1969. We were on a night ambush, and I was with a group of 4 guys in my bush, and we had trip flares set out. Trip flare went off. We blew our Claymore mines, and then we received rocket-propelled grenades, and I was wounded by a piece of shrapnel from an RPG, rocket-propelled grenade.
Well, coming back, I can tell you when I came back from Vietnam to the States, the only people that met us at the airport, because we were all on stretchers, was a Red Cross. There was no people there to meet us or nothing. So after my time in the hospital, which was 4 months, and then after I got discharged, come home, things weren't good. The people, we were looked down on, called names. I had a lot of trouble with fighting, drinking, which a good share of us did. Being called baby killers, and it just wasn't well, and that was a lot of part of the PTSD too. As you deal with it over there and then come back and deal with it back here. And I just carried it because I really didn't know anything about PTSD. It was never mentioned until I got affected, in with the Purple Heart. So that's when I started taking, doing seeing a psychiatrist and different stuff.
How would you describe PTSD?
The only conclusion I can come up with is when I got out of the service, I was never a person of threat to anybody, but I became very impatient. I never hurt anybody, but I did put my fist through the car windshield once, kicked a few holes in doors at my residence. And when I started with the VA health system, I saw a counselor there.
It's different for different people. For us being in combat, it was a lot of that there. It causes anxiety, different things where coping with seeing your buddies getting killed, because we had a saying, we went over as friends, we came back as brothers. And see your buddy next to you get killed, and different things like that. It's just hard to, something you never forget. The smell of death you'll never forget.
I have tendencies, like when I go for walks from where I live, I have to go by the stream by the high school there, and to this day, which 51 years later, I still look for places for ambushes. Why do I do that? Just from my past.
Yep.
And any loud noises, I still, I can't be around fireworks. I don't hunt anymore, so it's affecting me in that way.
Well, for me, I do not like dark. Like walking through a dark alley or a blackout. Yeah. I get anxiety with VA. I get meds for the anxiety. I sleep very light, which I also get a med to help me sleep. It's just different things like that. Well, the first thing, I joined the military Order of the Purple Heart, which we've all been through the same thing. So basically, we all have PTSD. So to sit down with a bunch of veterans that have been there, so when you're sitting there talking, you actually know what you're talking about. That made it a whole lot easier, rather than sitting with people that really don't know, because we're not very well liked when we came home. So whatever you had inside you pretty much kept to yourself. I would advise anybody that got PTSD to, I'm talking military-wise, or I guess even civilian-wise. For us, we get together, talk, or go to counseling. Like I have a counselor in Rochester, a therapist. I used to see her every couple of months, and now 2-3 times a year. But the more you get it out in the open, I think it's the better. Holding it in, it's not good.